they have like the links and stuff. But they should get those. They kind of push out here in a bit. But yeah, so we'll give people a little bit of time to flood in. But yeah, I'm excited to see all this stuff, man. I've already looked at it, and I'm gonna do my placement, my order here soon. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that was
Definitely had to
was
go ahead.
just. I mean, I've been wanting to get some merch myself for a while, and so I was like, wait, I have an opportunity to make this happen. Why don't I try to make the connections? And
there you
I was
go,
like, man,
man.
I'd drop some money on some merch if there was out there. So
Yeah, heck yeah. And you're based out of San Antonio, so that's really cool. No offense, AJ. No offense. You know?
No, it's all good. No offense taken.
Yeah. No, it's
But I mean, it's nice to have a local connection. So
yeah,
I
no,
see
for
you've
sure.
gone national with the show, so had to bring it
Yeah,
back for.
we're trying. You're our most repeated guest actually. So it's exciting to have you back on, man.
Thank you, thank you. I
Yeah.
actually I had a bone to pick there. Like I was watching some of the other captains, and I think you had the Hawks captain on recently,
Yep.
and he was asking who all you had, and I heard you throw out Chewy. I think you mentioned the Phoenix Suns, but the one person you didn't mention was the three-time guest, Uncle Drew. So I don't know,
I
man.
wanted to get you back on. That's the thing. Like, so you've been on for everything except like you've been on in terms of like this captain's run. You haven't been on for that. So
Oh, okay.
it's
So
finally here
this will
having
make
you.
it official. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So this is an official one. But yes, you have actually been the most attending guest. So yeah.
No, it's actually been really awesome to kind of hear what all the other captains are doing. Like I got to give them a shout out, but
Yeah, it is
just
really
coming
cool.
from different angles, like Chewy, I know, and then doing the IRLs and just like being able to go to a bar and meet Matt Barnes. I mean, how awesome is that?
That's pretty cool.
With Square Bear, so they're definitely doing their thing. And then kind of the Hawks captain taking the opposite, or not an opposite, but just different approach with really focused on the community service and kind of the basketball court. So it actually made me kind of proud just watching, but also just gave me some context just as a whole, like what all we're doing. Looks like people are flying in here, man.
Yeah, it doesn't take
Thank you.
long.
yeah,
Thank you for all the love, Spurs community. I see you
A lot
hopping
of
on.
Drew fans in here. So
for sure.
see,
Yeah, shout out to
yeah,
Uncle
so
Drew because he's I mean, and all the captains like you guys are saying, but like especially this time when everybody's had all this kind of top shot hate these last few months, I feel like the captains have kind of been the ones that have kind of kept things going. So
yeah, they're definitely the glue. So
Yeah, man, it's a full-time job. I know that we're all volunteers and kind of know what we signed up for. But even this past week, man, I like you said, I'm not based in San Antonio. I ended up crashing on Robert's couch. You know who that is? One of my good friends.
we actually saw him
Left.
at the mall. And then we were going up the escalator, and he was walking. So I was like, no, all right, have a good
Yeah,
one, Robert.
he actually told me I was with him at the time, pre-gaming on the Riverwalk. So we actually hopped into Dave and Buster's, hoping you were there, but guess you were headed somewhere else.
Yeah,
But
we had to
yeah,
go
so
eat.
I came down, crashed, left the wife and the 1-year-old in Austin, and
There
then
you go.
kind of put in time trying to hook people up with Top Shot shirts. We had like 16 people there, um, and then just trying to market Top Shot.
Yeah,
Came back, then I was trying to make the merchandise store happen with Panda kind of in the background, and last night I was up until midnight doing the expense report, and then in between all that, about 3 or 4 times a day, I'm getting hit up like, "Hey, is the upgrade program still going on?" Still
yeah,
trying to burn. So like, it's definitely. I'm not complaining, but just seeing like other captains that can kind of relate to that grind and seeing what all they're accomplishing is pretty amazing. Um, but yeah, I don't. I know you got a limited time, Panda. So, did you kind of want to give some context as to how you were finally able to convince me and just what you've been doing with other teams?
oh, for sure, yeah. So I mean, I'd reached out a few months back about trying to get something going, and for the same purpose of like realizing that there's kind of this, Top Shot hasn't really been putting out a ton of merch or any merch at all. And so I figured, hey man, like the teams are really a great place to get merch out and start kind of repping Top Shot and getting more people knowing about it. So that's when I
That
reached
makes sense.
out, and
Is
you
that sharing my screen? Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, let me add it up.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and at the time, I'd been working on this website. So at first, I was telling Drew at the game, it was supposed to just be like for my, she was my fiance at the time, my wife now, but she's big into art. And so I was like, oh man, it'd be cool if I could come up with a website, sell your art and stuff. And so I working with Spotify, some on-demand printing stuff. And I set up a website and then realized like after I'd set up stuff like, man, this would be a perfect opportunity to give to the captains and to Top Shot stuff to get it like easy way for people to get merch. So that's kind of how it was started, and got hooked up with the Collecting and Connecting fam. And so Triticus was looking for some merch, so I set him up something for free, and then I reached out to you guys. So yeah,
shout out to Triticus,
yeah,
legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what sealed the deal for me. Like you said, you had been reaching out for a while. Initially, I had to be kind of careful with navigating branding. I know a few people got a little burned by that with having Top Shot or like the NBA logo. And so honestly, like strategically early on, I didn't go too far down the branding route. I was more worried about trying to lock down season tickets and some other things. You only have limited money. You got to pick what you're going to do. But seeing some of the designs that other teams are coming with, especially like LA Showtime, I know the Blazers, Rip and Pack City, and a lot of cool designs are coming out. And I was starting to get FOMO. People were like sending messages like, hey, when are you going to come? Like, I'd love to support it. And I was just complaining about 5 minutes ago about how I don't have any time, and overextended. So like for you to be able to hop onto this was awesome, especially being based in San Antonio, being a big Spurs fan, seemed like kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, I'm going to go down a little bit and so we have different color options, obviously. I'm not sure if it's reflecting that on your guys' screen, but
yeah, we can see it.
And then
sorry, I'm in the process of picking up my We Like to Burn shirt just before it gets sold out, so that's why I'm kind of quiet right now. I was like, yeah, this might sell out quick, so I wanted to be one of the first people to get it. So
no worries, appreciate the support. And full disclaimer, I know you asked the Knicks about that. We actually do put money back into the community, so we were lucky to get a pretty good price. But for every shirt or sweatshirt, we get $5 that directly will go into Top Shot Spurs. And then each mug we're making $2.50. Again, I'm not trying to like hustle anybody. Most of this will probably be merchandise giveaways. Hopefully get some money, give out a shirt and chat, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just another way to kind of get some funds going. I'm hoping to rock it at a poker tournament next month, get a conversation starter like, hey dude, cool shirt, lends itself to kind of starting that conversation. But
yeah, I really like this approach to like create more funds, because from like what we have learned about the captain's program was that you guys were given around $10,000 per month in the prior year, and then going into this year you guys are given about $10,000 per quarter. So that's a huge hit on the captains, and like finding ways to give back to the community. I think this is one of the coolest ways, because not only does it answer one question, answers another, right? First, it gives us merch that we can help represent Top Shot and our community, but then also puts funds back into it to the community to where we can do more things. So I think huge props to both of you guys doing this. It's really cool to see. Love the designs. And I just checked out, got my We Like to Burn. So it's coming.
There you go, man.
I'll be repping it on stream. So it's awesome.
Sweet.
Anything you want to add before I talk more, Panda? I know you, this is you put your sweat and tears in there, so I want to give you a shout out. I will say we just put up the We Like to Burn right before the show. So
I know, that was why I freaked out. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, this wasn't here when I was looking earlier. So I was like, I need to get on this real quick before it gets sold out. Is that an issue that can run into, like people buy enough that it sells out?
Not necessarily.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be a ton of people. So, I mean, that'd be sweet, but I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, kind of going off what you're saying, that's exactly why I realized, like, man, this would be sweet. Like, raise money for the communities and give people access to shirts for opportunities to talk about Top Shot. And really, I mean, like, a lot of times you see some of these like branded clothing companies use the same stuff. It's just like, they send it somewhere to print it and ship it for you, and they upcharge it like 10, $20 saying that's a brand. So my idea was like, oh man, I can charge very little to do all the work, and then let the communities take the majority of the funds that companies would normally be making. So that's kind of the gist of it. So definitely happy to
Yeah.
help.
That's awesome to
Yeah.
hear. Would you be open to like working with other teams as well?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be, also interviewing with a lot of teams, and got to give it to, Uncle Drew here being the first to scout you out. But yeah, like we'll reach out to other ones as well. So this is really cool.
Yeah. And like a few others are doing their own thing. They have a few other people. I will say I got to give a shout out to Samuel D. He's the one that came out with the We Like to Burn logo. He's doing stuff with about 15 other teams in terms of branding and design.
Yeah.
Does a great job. But our prices were a lot better. So I don't know how you do it, Panda, but shout out there. And he actually came with the T-shirt. It was $17.50. I think he upped it to get a better quality material, which I'm like, man, even $20 is good, much less, to get better quality.
Yeah.
So that once I saw the prices, it was kind of a no-brainer. But yeah.
Yeah, and like Dolan says here, cool, shipping to Germany is only, almost €5, so that's a great deal. And especially being the Spurs, we have a huge international fan base, and I think, you're making a great effort to reach out to everybody. So props to you, man.
Yep.
Cool.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I gotta skedaddle, but
For sure.
No worries,
We'll
man.
be
I
in touch.
appreciate you hopping on. Thank you so much for doing that. Have a good night.
you too.
Yeah. Later.
Well, good, fine, man. It looks like the shop's finally coming together, and you're answering a lot of people's wants and desires, man, with the logos and stuff. I really do like the We Burn design. So
Yeah, I got to tell the funny story about that. So of course, like I was talking about with the branding and kind of walking a fine line, what you can actually do. Imagine like trying to go get We Like to Burn approved. But the original logo kind of had Top Shot and Spurs on the shirt. I'm like, no, I had to cut that. And this is actually kind of later iteration of being a little more subtle. Like if I don't have it up anymore, but you can kind of see the Top Shot Spurs isn't necessarily all up in your face.
Right.
Whereas, but that's also kind of one thing I liked about this shirt is even if it didn't have the Top Shot Spurs, it might be something I would wear normally.
Yeah.
And that's
no,
kind of
100%.
one thing that really appealed to me is like I wanted to get something that was kind of cool that you could just wear casually, not necessarily like shout, "Hey, I'm a nerd," like with this
There's nothing
community.
nerdy about it, man.
I know, but you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, no, I got you.
it's not like up in your face, hey. So, and there's always the potential to throw out some like alternate designs, keep that going, and like I said, Samuel D. I mean, he's another Top Shot member, so to be able to kind of meet people within the community, help each other out, even just being on the stream, that's one of my favorite things about Top Shots, the community, and just kind of giving back and hooking everybody up and meeting new connections. But
Yeah, no, 100%. I like what J10's saying here. Being in Texas, it gets super hot here. We need some tank tops, man, just to show off the guns. I don't personally have any myself, but J10 does. So,
I know that's goals, man. I'm gonna have to start working out again, but
no, I feel
nah,
that.
but for sure.
Is that one of your New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, between all that I said in the last week, I also had to like book a vacation to Costa Rica. So
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to like coordinate all that. It's going to be in May, but nothing like knowing that you're going to go to the beach to realize you need to put in some time, start running again. So
there you go.
We'll see. Got to pick.
Let's see. You got a question here from Iceman. I have to know if you ever get confused for the actor Will Poulter. Fam, you seriously could be related. No disrespect meant whatsoever. You
I
ever
don't
get?
even know who that is. Someone's given me a meme, so it might be him. I've also got in Chipper Jones, but
There you
there's a lot uglier people that are out there, so I'll take it.
go.
If you want to give me Brad Pitt, I'll take that one too. But no, I'm just kidding. But no, I'll have to look that one up. Do you know who that is, Moxie?
I don't. I actually have to look him
Okay.
up. Yeah, as well. Um. You're gonna get this question quite a bit, so let's get ahead of it. Um, you'll still be accessible for the trade-in program, right?
Yeah. So again, man, I want to brag about that. We're at 12,500 moments that we burned through
Yeah,
Ashes
that's
on Flow,
crazy.
and I got to say about 90% of that has been through the upgrade program. So that's kind of been my pride and joy from day one. I mean, as you know, this is my third time on the show, but
Yep.
very early on, probably day one, that's kind of what I implemented. And it's nice to see that number keep rising. We currently have a cap of 8 moments per user, and we send them a unique rare like each time they do the upgrade. So they're getting 8 different Spurs rares, and
It just gets better and better, by
yeah,
the way, from
between the
my
two,
experience. Yeah.
thanks, man. I appreciate it. And like even trying to navigate the actual market, when moments come up and down, we haven't had to tweak it too much, which is nice. Like getting that consistency and um, from what I've noticed, like the floor of our commons, it's kind of done what I wanted to. Yeah, like it's a little low right now, and you can get trade tickets for $1 for most teams. Ours are
It's rare for
consistently at
ours though.
2. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
find any other that. And the only one that I've seen like that is the WNBA, who obviously is doing a great burning program as well. Got to give them a shout out. So that right there, it's helping the floor. But even if you look at our rare uh, floor, and we're consistently above $40 for a lot of our players, even in a terrible rebuilding year. Some of these players are not as good as on other teams. I hate to say it as a Spurs fan,
Yeah.
but to me, it's kind of working as intended. Like it's helping to give some upward pressure on the price. It's
This is
creating a lot of liquidity, and yeah, like it's a good problem to have. Like 3 or 5 people a day hitting you up, like, "Hey, man, when's my turn? Like, can you check the wait list?" And then I got people, "Hey, is it still 8 moments? Like, when are we going up?" So it, I complain about it, but it's also like showing that I think it's really caught on.
that's a
We're
good thing
probably
for sure. The traffic that comes from it. I know it's a lot of work for you. We were actually talking last stream with another captain, and he said that he's putting in 12 to 13 hours of volunteer work, in from his weeks. So I guess that brings me to a question for you. Like, how much time actually goes into this, just to put it into perspective for everybody else that might not know that this is a volunteer thing. They aren't getting paid. This is something they do out of the kindness of their heart and their just love for the community. So, how much time are you, putting in?
man, I would say I'm even over that. I would probably be at 20 hours a week.
Yeah, it's
Um,
crazy.
I'm not like putting in straight time, so it's like, man, I'll even take like a break from my workday just when I need like 10 minutes, and I'm like, because people are hitting me up on Discord, and I'm actually having to go to like do not disturb on my phone sometimes
Yeah, I'm
when I'm
guilty
at
of
my
that.
real
I'm
job
sorry.
because I have like, hey, dude, I sent you the moments, and I'm like, all right, I got you. But it's not
Yeah,
even that people are pushy. It's just I don't like to hold on to people. Like I like to be responsive. I know how it's like when you send, especially if you're doing it for the first time, you send 19 moments into the abyss. You're wondering if it's a scam. Like, are you going to get your rare? So it's probably my doing more than anyone forcing me to do it. But yeah, definitely putting in a lot of time. Um, but I enjoy it. And like I said, I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it. Um, but it can be a challenge, especially like during holidays or like I said, I have a wife and a 1-year-old. So when you are trying to disconnect, uh, and she sees me staring at my phone, it can be a
yeah.
thing of
You can get a
contention.
little
So it's
in
just
trouble. Yeah.
it's a struggle trying to navigate it and maintain that work-life balance, much less volunteer balance. So, but yeah,
Greg's asking for a little bit of alpha here. Will there be around 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, so on?
Yeah, man. As long as the
There you
funds
go.
keep coming in, like I, to me, it's important to be a continuous thing because it kind of keeps the price expectations kind of level. And like I've seen a few other, without getting into the weeds too much, when they run upgrade programs, they'll announce what they're giving away. Well, guess what? People listen and then they buy those moments, and then you're overpaying. There's a spike, and like by doing it consistently, kind of being able to fade out on the back in the background, I can do offers, like snipe a lot of moments for lower prices, kind of keep it consistent. But at the same time, I want people to not get rich off the upgrade program, but I want them to make it enticing to where if they do want to turn around and sell it, it's worth their while. So yeah, there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and keeping it ongoing and running is always the goal.
Yeah. I
So
think you've been doing a really good job. I mean, personally, I think I've done 5 upgrades, and I'm kind of stocking up to just. I know you probably don't want to hear it, but just unload them all at once for my following 3. But yeah, so I'm pretty much. I think I think I have enough moments to be up to 7. But I'm just waiting to finalize that final 8th one, and then yeah, I'll be shipping over 60 moments. I think around.
well, that's actually a common question, and it doesn't matter at all on my end. Like people sending batches at a time and stuff like that. And actually, recently, I said just once you're called, send as many as you got, and just kind
Yeah.
of knock them all out. That's kind of why it's taken a little longer to navigate. Because I mean, I have people that are sending 7 in a day, and just burning it all out. But it's all leading to the burn. But yeah, I think.
Question here: can
Go.
we entice them to lock moments as an option?
So anyone that's been around for a while knows that I've done a few locking challenges. I was doing it once a month where I was kind of picking people out of a pool. If you had like 2 or 3 Spurs sets and you filled out a Google form, you'd be eligible for a Keldon Hollow. And like I actually gave away 3 or 4, not rares, but hollows. So I mean, it was a good 400, $500 sweat. And yeah, it was enticing people to lock, but it was also a reward for people that had locked, and maybe they were expecting more, but just kind of my way of giving back. That's just unfortunately one of those things that as your budget's gone down, you kind of got to weigh the option, and it's like, okay, is it the most bang for a dollar to get one $500 hollow, or is there more equally ways to kind of distribute it? So to answer your question, yeah, that's something I'm always looking at, but it's just mainly a budget thing and just trying to prioritize. You got to pick your priorities.
Cool.
Did
Sweet.
you want to hop into your trading tool though? I was going to kind of
Yeah, yeah. We can.
show. So,
So I heard you
well,
made a pretty big trade through it.
so yeah, I was actually excited. Someone actually hit me up and they're like, "Hey, you have an Odell Beckham uh, legendary," which I pulled way back in the day. Haven't really been on all day as much this year. Touchy subject, but they wanted to rent it for a challenge, which prior to your tool, shout out, there was no way to really trade all day moments. So
Yeah,
right
no.
off the
It works for strike as well. For anybody who's got strike moments, so which is pretty cool.
so yeah, right off the bat, that kind of made me go into it. I was able to pull out a Devin Vassell 4 Badger
Oh,
as my
let me log
rental
into my
fee,
account.
and was up to. But yeah, I did hear you ask. I'll wait till you pull it up. I don't want to get ahead of us, but I know one of the questions you had was how could it be better for captains, I guess, that are trying to go through their upgrade,
Yeah.
listening to another stream. I'm not sure if there's the option to filter moments by team, uh,
Yes.
or if you have to.
So
There
yeah.
is.
So let me show you how to do that. Um,
Cool.
it's essentially the same layout as your Top Shot account. So like whenever I match with somebody, you're just gonna click the search bar, and then you would say like Top Shot, and then you would type in San Antonio, right? So you get your San Antonio Spurs moments, right? And then you get
Okay.
all your pages of them, and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
super easy. So for what I just described, when people are doing 7 upgrades at a time, it'd be a lot easier to just filter by that. Click
Exactly.
90 times than
Yep.
individually gifting 90 moments. So
Yeah, and I've
definitely,
personally sent over 25 at a time. So you can there's like a hard limit that, or it's not a hard limit, but it's like a number that's released with your Dapper flow. It's really confusing, but essentially this is like a number that'll just constantly go up. Um, and it's just based on how many moments you have in your account. They'll go and deposit whatever amount that you need to continue to trade. So, but essentially you can do up to like around 20, 25 at a time. So yeah.
but yeah, like I said, personally, what I get the most use is being able to trade across different platforms, like the ability to do a all day for a top shot moment. Really excited to see kind of how that evolves. It does take me back to my glory days of actually collecting cards. And like one of my favorite things to do was BS with your neighbor or your friend, like he'd come over, you show him all your cards you got.
Yeah.
And eventually someone was getting ripped off, but a trade was going to go down like anytime you're bringing up all your moments. So that's one thing that's always been part of the collecting experience. And, I really appreciate that your tool is making that more of a possibility.
So it's not max 25. Again, it's based on your so you're given a balance of flow. And it's like this number that it just essentially lets you hold a certain amount of moments. But you can transfer however many that they allow. And then anytime you get close to that number, they will go and they will increase it. So this is a number that's going to constantly go up. But yeah, roughly around 20 to 25.
Sorry, I'm just reading all the comments here. You guys are great. Can't respond to each of you, but definitely reading every comment and appreciate it. But so yeah, did you want to tell people how to get on, or did we want to give away something through the tool? I know you had
Yeah,
mentioned that.
sure. So you're pretty much just gonna want to log into our site at Evaluate XYZ. XYZ. Head over. You're gonna connect your wallet, and from there we'll do a giveaway. Drew will come up with a phrase. You guys know which one always works with me. Even when we're doing, it's funny, Drew. Anytime we're like doing other teams and stuff like that, or like if people don't know the phrase of the day, they just come in and they say "Go Spurs Go," and I'm like, all right, fine, that works. That works. That'll work on me today. But yeah, Drew will come up with a phrase, and then you'll have to match with me. And if you match with me and you say, or I guess it'll have to be Drew. They'll have to match with you since you have the moment. But Drew will give you the moment, or we can even, they can match with me, and then you can send them the moment, however you want to do it.
Do you have to? Can they match with you, but not you actually send the moment? I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
you can send it over. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, you didn't want?
So once we get off, I'll just send you the moment. Does that work?
Yeah, yeah, or you can send them the moment. Like I'll get their name.
Okay.
Like
That
so. Okay,
works.
so
Yeah.
if you match with me, say whatever the phrase Drew wants you to say, and essentially you'll just tell me your Top Shot username, and he'll send you the moment.
So without ado, we'll put in my favorite player, Vassell. So
Let's go. Same.
VA
Everybody's getting
VASL.
Keldon. I mean, I love Keldon too, but Keldon and Sohan. So it's like, where's the Vassell love? It's all right. He's gonna come back super healthy. He's gonna come back. Everything firing. I'm excited.
Yep. So I guess they have to enter a Vassell to match with you. Is that
Yeah.
right?
So we'll start it here at 6:30. So wherever you guys live, the hour might be different, but the time, the minute will probably be the same. So at 6:30, start searching, okay? And then whoever we match with, keyword is Vassell, and then you'll give me your Top Shot username, and I'll give it to Drew, and then he'll send it on over.
And without further ado, the moment will be given away as a Devin Vassell rare. So there you go.
That's
Keeping
nice.
up with the Vassell theme.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to Run the Jewels. He was giving me crap about being an Ohio State fan. He's Michigan, so but definitely a cool guy. I appreciate that we can have the rivalry spread over to our interview. But what were you gonna say?
No, yeah, no, you're good. I think I was looking at the Vasella. I think it's like going for around $43 right now. So that's a big win.
That's one of the
Um,
cool things about doing the upgrade too, is I can kind of see how things are trending. And I definitely, this is not financial advice, as Moxie likes to say, but things are definitely kind of bouncing off the floor of what I've seen rares. So I know a lot of the Spurs were kind of hovering right around $40. I was able to get moments off offers for like 35, $34. Now you're looking at 43, 45. I mean, the floor is starting to creep up. So
yeah.
don't want you to go in degen, but I don't know if that's just a Spurs thing, but definitely.
Does Go Spurs Go work for you?
Sure. If you, I mean, you're the one that has to sync with them. So
Okay. All right. So J10, hit me with your top shot. And there you go. They're watching. All right. And then here is the username. I'll send this on over to you in Discord. And then yeah,
sounds good. I'll hook them up afterwards. But
cool. And then I think
don't, before you drop off, we are going to have a few other giveaways at the end through a marbles race. So, and trust me, one of them is going to be worth staying for. So I'll just throw that out there. But
ooh, all right.
yeah.
So if you didn't win here, don't go anywhere. This next one will be through marbles. And so if you're watching on YouTube right now, or if you're on Twitter, make sure you hop on over to our Twitch. It's just at twitch.tv/thedailytrade. You're going to want to be here for this because in order to enter in, you have to type in our Twitch chat. Okay. So.
Yeah, and I'll just tell you right now, we're going to be giving away a Rudy Gay Season 1 rare debut. So I think it's low ask right now is $95. And then we're, as I always do, we're going to pick the last person, but you have to actually finish the race.
Yeah,
they'll get a
I love that
Lonnie
you picked
Walker
that.
rare.
That was a lot of fun doing it that way.
Yep. So
Lonnie
definitely.
Walker.
Right, did you want to talk about the Spurs Warriors game? I know you talked a little bit about it, but I wanted to get your take on it.
Well, like I said, you know, everybody showed up to that game except the Spurs. Literally everybody. You know, hence we broke the record. But it was such an amazing atmosphere. It really did take me back to like the old days of just an amazing fandom. It was fun. I mean, I remember during the game, like we were down probably by like 20, 25, and like there was just a wave going around the entire arena for like probably 20 minutes, just nonstop.
At that point, I had to say it was kind of embarrassing though. Like it was awesome and embarrassing at the same time. And like, you could kind of sense that like Popovich was like, are these for real? But in our defense, you had, you know, all the hype. You had 62,000 people, and here we are in the fourth quarter down 25. But like, I can only imagine a player like trying to take the game seriously, and like an entire wave just breaks out. But
yeah,
it's definitely fun. Like Pop said after the game, I'm sure the alcohol was flowing, and that probably had a factor.
100%.
But yeah, I actually started off at the Riverwalk. I'll say the tributes were awesome though. Seeing Tony Parker in the building, Manu. They brought Avery Johnson out. They even gave a shout out to Steve Kerr. David Robinson came on. So it really was just kind of a trip down memory lane as a Spurs fan, and what's been a forgettable year to kind of remember the glory days and just everyone there. No, obviously we knew we were going to get romped on the Warriors. There was no delusions of grandeur, but it was fun to just kind of take it all in. And yeah, even the music was like going back to the 80s. Like they had a tag team do a live performance of Whoop, There It Is. And honestly, that's one of my highlights as a Spurs captain. I said, so from our account, I tweeted out by far the best part of the game was their performance. And they actually liked my post. So
Oh yeah, I
I'm
saw
connected
that. I
to
saw that. That's
tag
pretty
team now.
sick. What did you
Kind of
think about the intro to the game where it was all turn on, everybody like had their phones out and everything, and it was like up, down, up,
Yeah, that was the coolest
down.
thing
That
I've
was
seen.
cool. That
Like, yeah, it
was
was everybody was in
unforgettable.
unison, definitely hype. But yeah, everything other than the actual game itself was top notch.
Okay, let's see. Actually, Drew, pick a random number here. I'll tell you if it's a good map or not, but for the most part, between 1 and 67.
Oh man, I was gonna pick 69, but all right, we'll go with 36.
36. All right, Coils of Power sounds good. I think that's a good race, actually. Yeah.
Chewy wants to know if I can be his uncle. Hopefully you heard the shout out I gave you earlier, Chewy, but much love.
All right, so all you guys are gonna want to do is, you guys are already doing it, exclamation point play to play. And this one is for, I'm assuming, the which one do you want to
So
do first?
again, no, we're gonna do them both. So again, the winner will get the Rudy Gay Season 1 rare debut. The last finisher that doesn't get disqualified, that actually shows up on the leaderboard, will get a Lonnie Walker.
Okay,
Rare.
so to clear that up, everybody, it doesn't, if you fall off the map or you do not finish, it doesn't count, right? You have to finish the race and you have to be in last place as a finisher. Okay? All right. Just letting everybody know, just so there's no confusion. And then we'll give you guys a little bit of time. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, we got a few entries, right? 35. Drew.
I know, we're doing pretty well.
That's pretty quick.
People love the marbles, man.
They do love the marbles.
Gotta give the people what they want.
I know. I always get in trouble because I don't do marbles as much anymore. But yeah. All right. We'll give it like one more minute and then we'll go. But yeah, I thought the coolest part for me was honestly the part where it was the intro, where is, to put your phones up and stuff like that. But yeah, I was at a game for the Kings where the guy made the half court shot. That was pretty cool too, for the 10 grand. And then I was at the Brooklyn one yesterday, where Keldon hit the 36 or the 36 or 34. I think it was 36.
I think it was 36. Yeah. Career high.
Yeah. That was sick too.
Jealous. So. I finally made it to the first game in our seats with the Celtics game. So I was definitely happy to be there in person. And like when I bought the tickets, you hope that they're good, but to actually be able to experience it, I was like, man, like anyone that has gone there throughout the year, I'm sure enjoyed it. Having the parking and just, so that was kind of coming full circle as a captain to actually be able to sit in the seats, for the first time. And pretty convinced that anybody that's reaped the reward of those seats are happy they have a Spurs set, and that's hopefully what'll 100%. Continue to grow and get people to continue to experience things like that. But yeah.
I mean, it pays for itself essentially, like,
yeah. And that's kind of one thing I tell people is like between going to like 2 open bar, meetups and going to 2 tickets or 2 games in a week, it definitely adds up. And you can't just look at it as, flipping moments. What are you making? But
true.
But all right, we got Icadus in the house up at 1 a.m. in Germany right now. It's probably closer to 2 a.m. right now. So that's the kind of loyal fan base we have. Got to give you a shout out. Bird Up wins everything.
Dude, he's always winning, and he's already like so far ahead of everybody else. It's kind of crazy.
Anyone that's seen this though knows you don't want to start too soon. So I don't want to jinx you, Bird, but some you guys might want to turbo or level up, see if you can catch the man. But
there, to be fair, there is no turbo or anything like that. Because every time anybody ever says that, like everybody starts spamming in chat, like roll faster, jump, turbo, win.
Come on, man! You gotta let that joke play out. You gotta let them do it. But
a little bit, Kev, good to see you. If you guys want, make sure to hop in our Discord as well, exclamation point Discord, and then also in the Top Shot Spurs, Top Shot PH falling out. So if you guys do fall off, you cannot win. All right, but you either want to be super slow or super fast here. There's no in between.
Yeah, if you see that skull, it's a good game. You fell off, so GG. I know a couple of you had it.
I see Vegeta in here as well. Also another big time winner.
Nope, we just lost Run the Jewels, man. That Michigan. If he would have gone to Ohio State, he might still be on the track. But Just joking, but
Leezy
gotta
out
give him
here
some love.
pushing up and getting passed by DC.
So yeah,
Yeah.
people get all into this, man. They'll make their custom marbles and
Oh,
get all
100%.
decked out.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
I know one of our members, GB, has a custom one, and it's always cool. Actually, who is this? I can't see who that is, but yeah, the
I gotta
custom
look
marble.
into that. See if I can get that. We like to burn on the marble.
That'd be
Get some
sick.
top. Yeah, there you
That'd
go.
be sick. Just a ball
Get
on
some top
fire.
shot Spurs stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick. See, I don't know who that is ahead of PPE here. I
It's
think
going
that's
back
probably
and forth.
GB. Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder how long this course is, man. I've been going in circles for a
It's
while
gotta
now.
be coming to a close, right? Yeah, it's right up
Oh,
here.
all right.
All
I
right,
see
here we
it.
go. The final stretch.
Leezy makes money.
All right, let's see. Switching it up. Who's it gonna be?
Oh no.
Leezy in the
Leezy
lead.
makes money.
Oh, when he gets past at
Photo
the end, who
finish.
is it?
Oh,
PPE coming in.
PPE.
And then
Dramatic
remember, so
fashion.
from here you want to be last to finish the race. PPE coming out big today. He's always telling me to play marbles too, and I always tell him no. This is why. He's just
Here you go,
figured
man.
out how to win.
It's that poker player hustle coming out. So
Yeah, indeed. And then we'll see. Let's see if I can zoom out here. I don't know if I can zoom out. The last person was. Who was it?
Nova Scotia Baker.
All right, so those are our two winners. So make sure you guys obviously give us your Top Shot usernames. PPE, you are known. What do they call it when it's not famous? It's infamous. There you go. You are infamous, sir. PPE
Legend.
So.
But yeah, I really appreciate. I mean, can't thank you guys enough for hopping on, taking some time out of your day. If there's any questions after the stream, feel free to hit me up.
Yeah, of course.
I assure you, I'm working on the upgrade program. Only so much time of the day, a lot of demand, but we'll get to you.
Oh no, for sure, man. I think you're doing a really good job. Again, I can't imagine just finding an extra 20 hours in my week to, put into something else, right? And we as a community, not only just the Spurs, but like every organization really appreciates what you captains are putting in. So thank you so much, as always, Drew. And to my personal team captain, go Spurs, go, dude. Appreciate you being here as always, man.
There you go. Go Spurs, go.
Yep. And you have any shout outs you want to do before you head out?
Nah, other than, again, thank you to Redirected Panda for really being persistent and kind of making the merchandise happen. If you guys haven't already, make sure to check that out at some point. If you have any ideas of what you would like to see, we can always expand past coffee cups, t-shirts. I mean, who knows? The world's the oyster. So if there's anything that you could actually see yourself getting, feel free to hit me up. And then Samuel D, thank you for actually putting the branding. Made it tough for me to say no with the We Like to Burn. Obviously follows the account.
Nice design. Yeah.
And spoke to what I'm all about. But yeah, that's no really shout outs. Just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to kind of get the merchandise out there and to shoot the crap with you. It's always a good time.
It is. Till the next one, I say, right? You're gonna be on here 4 times. I think in the future we're planning on doing a one where there's rivalries. So is there a team captain that you have a rivalry with specifically?
That's what I heard, but I'm thinking we might have to wait till after we draft Wemba for that to be an enjoyable experience for me. But we may have to table that till 2023.
Yeah.
If not, we might have to do the interstate rivalry with the Rockets since we suck equally and neither one of us necessarily wants to win. That could be a fun one. But yeah, so if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Elite 3 and the Rockets because we're both chasing the same prize this year.
Yes, we are indeed. I think we're in technically 4th worst, if you will. We're in 4th place for WIM right now, so it's gonna be tricky.
That's one thing that I've loved doing is kind of the jackpot after we actually win a game. I think that's definitely created a lot of excitement. People know when the Spurs actually win. When else would we care about being 14-35 or whatever our record is? But now every time that W hits, it's like, okay, people know a jackpot's coming. So that's kind of one of the reasons I did it, was to hopefully make you pay attention to the fourth quarter scores when you normally wouldn't, in a tanking season. But I think that was definitely intentional and tried to come up with a fun way to keep people engaged. But
Yeah, no, it's always a really good time, and it makes it a lot of fun to watch the game still. So thank you for doing that. And yeah, I
people
think
want me to battle Panther Joe, but I
yeah,
don't
that'd
know
be a good
if
one.
I do.
Panther is fun.
He's got to show his face though, so we're gonna negotiate that ahead of time. No,
There you
I
go.
was giving
Called
him
out a
crap,
little bit. Yeah.
on the side, but see, I'm already starting the trash talk. But
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. We'll try to get you on somebody that'll be fun. And yeah, no, excited to do it. Obviously, thank you again, a third timer here, so you know the
yeah,
ropes. But obviously, appreciate you. And we don't have another team captain lined up yet. So if there are any team captains here for next week, let me know if you want to be on. I'm gonna be reaching out anyways. But yeah, otherwise I would give you a heads up of who it is, and then let you kind of spark their flames a little bit. But yeah.
no
Nobody
worries.
has it yet, but yeah, thank you again. Thank you again, AJ. Appreciate
Yep.
you.
Have a good night. Take care, guys.
Alrighty, peace out. And then in the meantime, everybody, we're gonna go raid J10. I think he's playing Call of Duty right now, but yeah, go show him some love. And thank you guys for being here. We're gonna be here tomorrow at our regular time, which is 5 to 6. Make sure you drop a follow. We'll be giving away some moments as well, and love to see you guys there. And yeah, thanks again. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace out, and stay safe. Later.